Hi, we're group 4. I'm Rachel.
I'm Victoria.
And I'm Brandy.
And this is our intercultural biography project.
Hi. Nice
Hi
to meet
everyone.
You. I'm Sarah.
I'm Eduardo from Italy.
Yeah, we came from Italy. So.
We come from Italy. I'm from Milan. No, we are both from Milan actually. Yeah. And we are here as exchange students for the Faculty of Agribusiness, and we study agriculture here. And we have been here actually for 4 months, and we are leaving in May, back to Italy.
Yeah, sad. Only 3
Sadly,
days.
yeah. And we are waiting for your questions.
Yeah, all right. You kind of answered some of our first ones already. So in your culture, what are your core values? Like family or like education or...
Okay, for me, it's very important my family.
Mm-hmm.
So we used to, how do you say, have dinner together, and we help each other. So yeah, I have a brother. He's older than me, and yeah, I really love him. And I also have a boyfriend, and I hang out with his family. So yeah, we are pretty close.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's quite different from US. I mean, I don't know how it is really in US, but in Italy, family is really something very important, a tradition that you have to be with your family during Easter, during Christmas.
Also, some families.
Even though when
families, they have a meeting every Saturday.
Yeah, usually Sunday. Yeah, but
after church.
especially even if you are married and you have your family, you have your son, but you always have to go at least once a week to visit your family,
your relatives.
Yeah, your relatives and things like that. And also, for example, I've seen that here in US, most of the students go, I mean, away from their family after 19, when they finish high school.
Yeah.
In Italy, very few people do. So,
oh well, I'm 26 and I live in my family apartment, so.
No, but you left your. I mean, when you went to study remote.
Yeah. Okay, but it's not so common.
Yeah, it's not very common. Not.
Yeah. In the U.S., it's definitely where like once you hit college age, you're pretty much kind of set out on your own. Not a lot of people stay with their families, so yeah, it's a different.
It's very different.
Well, our core is food.
Our?
Core.
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 No, yeah.
Food, yeah.
Yes, that's one of our questions.
Yeah, that's really good segue. Really good segue.
Yeah. So what's your, I guess, your favorite food?
Back in Italy?
Yes.
It's a tough question because we have
question.
so many different kinds of food.
I think that we are really, really strict with our food because we have such labels called GPI and GP. GPO. And for example, we have some special cheese called Parmigiano Reggiano, Parmesans, and Taleggio. They are typical region that they.
Yeah, it's it's something that maybe. There are so many different types of food that they come only from a region of Italy. So we have one cheese from a central region, another cheese from northern region. So we have so many stuff. But in my opinion, the best, my favorite food is pasta. I know.
Mozzarella. Mozzarella. I really miss mozzarella.
Yeah, I know. It's maybe you expected this answer, but yeah. And we have a wide range of different kinds of pasta. I mean, as here we were saying about potatoes in US, that you have now what's called tater tots, hash brown, wedges, French fries, potato chips. In Italy, we have like 50 different types of pasta with different shapes. So different recipes. Yeah. Like 20 different sauces, and I know that maybe you don't know, but Alfredo is not Italian.
Yeah, it's not Italian.
He's not from Italy. I mean, I know. I was surprised when I came here because I've seen Alfredo. No, it's an Italian name actually, but if you go back to Italy and you ask someone, do you know Alfredo sauce? They'd say no. I mean, not at all.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
I know.
So, what's your favorite food that you've had here in the U.S.?
Cheesecake.
Cheesecake.
Yeah.
That is a good
For
one.
me,
Cheesecake.
sloppy Joe.
Sloppy Joe.
Yeah, it was delicious with barbecue sauce. No,
Yeah.
that was maybe because it reminded me a particular sauce in Italy. But if I would say that, I mean, something that Italians would like, I think in US would be sloppy Joe.
Well, I never tried a real steak. So
Oh.
I have to try one.
When we were in Canada, you could have eaten that. But
It was so expensive.
It is.
and also, I have a special drink I love from you. It's root beer,
Root beer?
Root beer,
Yeah.
Root
yeah.
beer.
That's my favorite too.
It's
Yeah.
too base for me, so
especially root beer. What's called float.
The root beer floats
Floats.
with ice cream?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's delicious. And we don't have root beer in Italy, so.
no, we don't have it.
So, what are some like educational differences that you've noticed from Italy compared to here?
Okay, educational in university stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like tests or how they go about
Well, university
teaching.
in Italy is really, really tough. For
Yeah.
example, if you are a student back
It's
in
completely
Italy,
different.
you can't afford to work.
Yeah, I've noticed that here, for example, we both work here, no? But when we were in Italy, we didn't have time at all because we have like all the day. For example, our first year of master's degree in Italy, we had like classes from 8:30 in the morning to 4 p.m. in the afternoon, and then we have to go back home and study.
Mhm.
And the classes were from Monday to Friday every day. So
And during the weekends, we have to study.
we had to study so much. Yeah,
It's really tough.
maybe here it's more, I think, practical rather than
You
I
have,
mean,
you have
theoretical.
a lot of homework, so you have a lot of assignments and group work.
Yeah.
We don't have it.
In
I mean,
Italy,
not so much.
it's, I mean, professors are more like very theoretical, very, I don't know how to say, I mean, they are just professors. I mean, they teach you some stuff as it is. In here, I have noticed that it's more practical. I mean, there are so many people that are connected to the world of jobs and things like that. So they explain really what's the meaning of the thing we study. So in that way, I think it's different. Yeah.
So are you saying like?
And also the campus. Sorry.
You're good. You're good.
No, the campus is. I mean, for us, it's completely.
Oh yeah, we don't have
different.
campus back in Italy. We
We don't
just
have.
buildings.
Yeah, it's just a
and-
building without facilities. I mean, you have so many facilities here. You have the wellness center. Yeah, so
Well,
big
okay,
library.
It's not correlated to study, but
Huh?
the sentence is not correlated.
It's not related to study, but I mean, okay. But it's something that we have noticed because
Yeah.
in Italy, yeah, as you said, it's just a building with classes and that's it.
Okay. For example, in our libraries back in Italy, we don't have private study, so
Study rooms.
so
We cannot rent. I mean, we cannot book rooms or stuff like that, for example.
So is there like any differences in technology usage from
Of course,
there
yeah.
and here?
No, we still have so many paper things, and it's not technology as here, technological as here, because
oh, we don't have
Also,
the clickers.
we don't have clickers.
I
we
was
don't.
so surprised. I was like, what the hell is a clicker?
Yeah.
I was with
because-
this.
and yeah, classes are less interactive, I think.
Yeah.
And yeah, of course, US I think is more developed in
Oh,
terms
and
of
we
technology.
don't have how do you say? We don't have tests with which
Multiple
you have-
choice.
Yeah, multiple choice. It's just
Yeah, not because here I've
don't
noticed
have
that
it.
all the tests are more or less multiple choices tests.
Mm-hmm.
In Italy we have open question
Only
tests.
open questions, calculus.
Yeah,
We have more maths.
So what brought you to the U.S.? Like, why did you want to come here?
Oh, for me, because I want to improve my English. So that's the reason number one, I think. And second, because, well, we are here in NDSU because we heard that it's really important from agricultural business. It's our major. So, and also because an exchange program can give us more possibility to find a job. So I think that's the reason why. And also because I've never been in America before, so I'm really excited.
Sure.
For me, because last summer I was in California for 3 months. So
What did you do?
what did I do? I did so many stuff. Anyways, I had so much fun, and I loved US so much that I said I must come back to US.
Must have been a little bit of a shock coming to where it's so cold.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that was another issue because in Italy we have in Fahrenheit is like no less than 30 Fahrenheit degrees. I mean, it's the less temperature we get during the winter, but
No, I
here
mean,
that
in North Italy, in the mountains, we have snow.
in the mountains, but
Not-
where we live in a
Yeah.
city, so
We live in a
it's
city.
not like here. We have snow maybe once in a year, maybe not even once in a year. So coming here was, especially from also from California, was totally different.
Yeah.
But I have seen that. I mean, it's good because I could notice. I mean, the difference, the cultural differences between Californian people and North Dakota people. I mean, Midwestern people.
Mhm.
Yeah. So.
So which are these difference?
Which are these different? So. Maybe not the way they. Also, for example, the way I think here people are more like.
More shy.
I wouldn't say that. Are more like. They have some, like for religion, for example, they are more religious here. I don't know. It's true. Yeah. I don't know because I mean I have been to the church here and I've seen people are very like posed in the. I don't know how to say it, like.
Well, I saw many younger, so.
Yeah, young
students.
people, especially young people in Italy,
Students
for example, we don't have so many young people going to the church, but here, yes. So.
I guess, yeah.
Do you have like notice any differences in the government, or like do you have like, or just like wanting to know about like the U.S. versus Italy, I guess.
The new government with Trump, you mean?
Well, we don't
Or-
have a president.
We don't have a president.
Well,
We don't have a president.
President is Stati Uniti. President of Roma.
Yeah, we have the president of Italy. That's the same.
Well, it's not such a
Yeah, okay,
We
it's
have
not the
wrong
same because
people that
we have, you have the president, we have the prime minister, but we have also the president of Republic in Italy. But anyways, I think there are so many differences, I mean, among politics because especially the last government we have had in Italy, it's quite similar, I think, to the US one because, I mean, they say that our government now is very racist. So I think that maybe also
strict.
yeah,
Strict.
yeah, very quite racist. I don't know if because I have seen that Trump maybe they say it's quite racist against Mexicans or things like that.
Yeah.
They say that it's populist, no? Is it true?
They do say that a little bit, yes.
Yeah. So in Italy we have the same. I mean, the last government who was established last year, it's quite racist. So, yeah. So I don't know how it was before Trump. I mean, with Obama. So
Not much different right now,
No.
actually.
Yeah.
It's a lot. They do a lot of like pomp and circumstance. They say that they're gonna do all these things, and Trump was like, "We're gonna build the wall," and then
Yeah.
that still hasn't happened, and he's almost done. So
yeah,
and so
he's gonna build the wall.
he's almost done out of office. The wall hasn't happened, and he's
Oh,
almost out
really?
of office. Yeah.
When are the next elections?
2021. I think
That's
20.
4 years.
Yeah.
He was elected.
So you think he's not gonna be?
I don't think he's gonna end. He started to like do this thing where he's like, I didn't say anything about a wall. Have you seen those videos? Those are like I didn't say anything like that. And you're like, you built your whole campaign on
Yeah,
that.
I know. But I can ask you a question. Now, what do Americans think about Trump? Well,
It's very.
Depends on who you talk to.
Yeah.
Older people in the U.S. tend to like him.
yeah.
They like that he's a Republican and he's like he seems like he's getting stuff done, and he talked big and he was like gonna do all of these things that people really wanted to happen, like especially the older generation. The younger generation, we're more, I feel like, connected to the world like outside of the US, just with technology and social media. So we don't want like a lot of those things that he said. Like for me, I have friends who actually go to school in Mexico, and so I don't want like there to be like this wall between us, quite literally. And so, so personally, especially amongst the younger generations, like our age group, aren't overly
but how did
fond
he
of him.
win?
What?
How did he win?
A lot of our age group don't vote.
Yeah, it's all a lot of the older
Okay, that's
generations.
why.
that vote.
Yeah.
But because I have heard that he won because on the coasts they like voted for another. What was that?
Hillary.
some-
Yeah, Hillary.
But in the Midwest, like I don't know if he also in North Dakota.
He won in North Dakota. Yeah,
He won in
in
North
North Dakota.
Because North Dakota's strong and
Republican, yeah.
I think it was too that they were like Hillary had won the like populist vote, but when it went to the electoral college, they had voted for
Yep.
Trump.
Mhm.
Trump
Yeah.
won that.
So
There
Trump
was-
won that.
Yeah, there was a lot of controversy over that. But it was also like, personally, it sounds really bad, but personally, both of them were not who I wanted to be
Yeah, I know.
president.
Yeah.
And honestly, in my opinion, Trump was the better person.
Yeah,
Because
okay.
Hillary has,
Among the worst people, he was the best.
yeah, it was like, oh, and yeah, and so he,
It's complicated. Politics are always like.
oh,
Yeah, I know. I mean, you have to be very, in the politics to understand what's going on, because you can read whatever on the news, but you read on the news and you don't know if it's true or not. So
Yeah.
you have to be really in that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You can't always trust the news either.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I heard that he did something with Russian stuff. Trump,
Yeah.
that was kind of
He's talking-
fake something. I don't know.
They always
Yeah.
talk about like fake news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't even know what's real anymore.
Yeah. Anyways.
Anyway.
When you came to the U.S., was there any like big culture shock when you?
So you,
No,
because
not
I was
for me.
already here, so for me.
Not for me. I mean, okay, the weather was really
Yeah.
bad. There was snow and
That was a shock.
but maybe because we just stayed for one semester, so I think the time was so short, and no, I mean for me it wasn't so a shock.
For me, since I already was here last time, I was in California, but maybe the shock was at the beginning with the food. Because, in Italy, of course, we have like totally different types of food. And also, for example, I have noticed that here, you don't eat, for example, in Italy, we have like time for breakfast, time for lunch, time for supper. Here, I have seen people eating at every time.
Yes.
Also, like, at 2 p.m., 3, 4, whatever they eat. So that was kind of strange for me. Also, for example, supermarkets, for me it was a shock the first time I was in a supermarket here in US.
Walmart was a big shock, yeah.
Because here are so big and you can find whatever you need, you find in the supermarket.
Oh well, I'm not comfortable with public transportation because we came from a big city, so we have tram and subways and buses, and they are really really good, and they work 7 days, and we don't have any problems. And here,
Yeah, I've noticed that you have problems with delays
Yeah.
with buses. Because in Italy, for example, if there is a delay of 10 minutes, for people
are mad.
people are mad.
People are
Because
mad.
they say, "Oh, I paid the ticket. I have to go to work, and I need to be there on time." But here, I've noticed that, for example, maybe because we are in Fargo, I don't know, but I've noticed that the train sometimes has delays of 2 hours, like for an Italian it would be
For us, it's
something crazy. I mean,
something crazy. They go on the news.
I don't know,
all
maybe
the
because we are in a
famous
small
days.
city, and of course US is so big that there are trains coming from one side to the other side of US. That's yeah. So
It's a little bit because of how rural we are, so a lot of people can drive. Not
yeah,
so-
of course, yeah. In Italy,
Oh yeah, we can drive at age 18.
yeah. Also here, I've noticed that you drive like when you are 14 or something. You can drive.
Yeah, you can get like
With
a
the
farmer's
farmer's
permit.
permit.
Yeah, so you can drive a car in the
Uh-huh.
street. No, in Italy, you must be above 18 at least. Yeah, maybe that's why transportation. I'm not sure. Because everyone has a car here, no?
Yeah.
So
Pretty much.
maybe it's cheaper. I don't know. Cars here, then yeah. Probably.
Depends on what brand you want.
Yeah. And also streets here are so big because in Italy,
Oh,
of
yeah.
course, cities are old, so streets are made like for, you know, the
Carriages.
with the horses and stuff like that. Because Rome, for example, was built in Romans, yeah, so are so small, and here,
Narrows and-
yeah, roads are so big and cars are so big. So I don't know if you ever been to Europe, but
Yeah.
you have been.
Oh,
well,
Roads are very like curvy. and
Yeah.
stuff, because they're built off of the.
And we have so roundabouts.
Roundabouts.
Yeah.
That was the worst.
Yeah. Here you don't have roundabouts.
we have roundabouts.
3 in
Yeah, but you
Fargo.
Yeah, free in Fargo. In my city that is as big
Everywhere.
as Fargo,
There's
maybe
one.
They
are
don't
like- we have like
they don't have
50
four-way
roundabouts.
stops. They don't have
No, I
four-way
know.
stops. They
Yeah.
have roundabouts.
Yeah, it's not great.
It's not great.
yeah, I could imagine an American going in the roundabout.
You just keep going.
Yeah.
Well, how do you get out?
I don't know where to go. Like,
You just there's an American right there.
so where have you been in Europe?
Yeah, I've been to like Germany, France, been to London,
Mm.
and yeah, Switzerland too.
Did you like it?
I haven't been to Italy yet, but I really want to.
Did you like it?
I did. I really want to go back. It was a lot of fun. It was like 17 days we went.
No.
So
Where did you go?
I went when I was a freshman in high school.
Oh.
And I got to go because I took German, so
Ooh.
my German teacher like
You
got
did
us
a
a
lot.
trip.
You did a lot more than I did. I went to France because I took French and I was there for a month and we were only in France. So you got to go to other places.
Yeah.
I didn't do that.
I got to see
Did
a
you see
lot.
Notre Dame Cathedral?
Oui.
Lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lucky.
And that was where-
That was cool. Yeah, it was probably one of my favorites.
Did you have any of a hard time like understanding the slang that American has? America.
That was a
Yes.
problem.
Yeah.
Especially, I've noticed that from California to here is totally different. I mean, the way people speak and the way people understand. I mean, understand foreign people. It's very different. I mean, for me, I mean, when I was in California, it was not that bad, but when I came here at the beginning, it was really tough.
Yeah.
For
I
me
couldn't
to
understand
make me
anything.
understand.
It's like,
Yeah, maybe for the pronunciation or the accent, I don't know. So, also, for example, the place where I work here in the dining center, I work in the union, no? And there are like people that they're gonna watch this video. So I cannot say it. Anyways, they're like 50, 60 years old, and maybe they're not used to tourists and foreign people, so. You have to repeat maybe something 3 or 4 times before they understand. So now it's not so bad, but at the beginning really
yeah,
it
I
was.
scared.
Also with professors, for example, in the class, or also with Brian. You know, at the beginning you said that it was tough for you to
Yeah.
understand us
Yeah.
at the beginning. So
Yeah.
it's still like that.
No, it's better because now I'm like used to how it sounds, and
Yeah.
this word sounds like this, so it's easier to.
Yeah.
Oh, but I learned $2.
$2.
Oh.
What?
$2.
$2. What is that?
I have already told you.
I don't remember.
$2.
I don't know what it is.
It means bye.
Yeah.
$2.
$2.
$2. Okay. Uh-huh.
And then I learned fair enough.
Fair enough. supper. I didn't know that supper meant.
Oh,
No, no, no.
Supper.
No,
I didn't
this
know.
is not a slang.
I know it's not a slang. That it was a word that I have learned. Yeah. So yeah, but now we are used to. Yeah.
So up here is our accent quite a bit different from from California accents.
I think so. Here is more like strict. I think it's more like I don't know how to say tied. Maybe you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So because in California, I think they speak because they have also influences from Mexican people because it's full of Mexicans. So and we Italian. I mean, we are Latin, so sometimes it was easier to understand them speaking. Yeah, but here, yeah, I think. Yeah, they speak. I don't know, maybe a little bit faster, probably, and also, yeah, the pronunciation is very, very tiny.
Yeah.
Sometimes, yeah.
We probably say our O's too long. Though.
Yeah.
Like our O's, like when we say North Dakota, like we
No.
Yeah. And then do you like the pop and soda thing that we have like up here? It's pop. It's probably
Pop.
soda.
What?
Soda down in California.
Soda.
Pop. It's like
It's pop.
Like
the
root beer.
root beer.
Yeah.
Root beer's pop.
It's pop. It's called pop.
Yeah, it's like the general term for like a soft drink. So you could call it soft drink, pop, or soda.
I've
Soda
never heard.
pop.
No, I never heard pop.
Yeah, that's a different thing up here.
Yeah.
Pop versus soda.
But about the food, I've seen that is because I was working in a fast food there, so I think the food is almost the same. For example, nacho cheese, you have it here, it's the same, or root beer, okay. Then there was Sloppy Joe, yeah, and what was that? Grilled cheese. That I mean in
We don't
Italy,
have in Italy. grilled
no,
cheese.
not at all. Well, they said grilled cheese, and I didn't know what was that. I mean, it's just cheese with. It's just a sandwich with cheese.
Yeah.
And I've noticed that here, for example, here in US, they call some. For example, when I was in California, they had like 4 different types of salad. They used to call, for example, some salad in different ways. But actually, the only difference was that one salad was chopped and the other salad was the. I mean, it was not chopped. So
Like the wedge salad.
yeah, there were. I mean, that all the kind of vegetable not mixed, but just on the side. So, and the name was different. I don't know why. I think it's just marketing, maybe. I
Yeah,
don't
probably.
know. And Americans believe that stuff.
Yeah. You give it a different name, make it a different color.
Make it a
and
different
it's
price also because there was like one for $7 and the other for $10, and I used to buy that one of $10 even though the difference was just a tiny difference.
We have a lot of picky eaters, I guess.
Yeah.
And also I've seen the customer service here is
Yeah, it's much better.
completely different, for example, because I remember once I was there in the fast food and there was a person, she ordered like 5 or 6 things among burgers and stuff like that. And then after a while she came and she said, oh, my food was so bad, it was cold, it was disgusting, things like that. And then they gave her a refund, but she didn't give the food back. So I was like,
Oh, yeah.
you cannot do such a thing in Italy for sure.
And
So-
also we had some problems with buses for hours being break, so we just called the customer service. That was very nice.
Yeah, the customer
They helped
service
us,
is
and
here is completely.
completely
It's very
different
good,
from
yes.
Italy.
I think people are more are very maybe because they receive tips. I don't know, because in Italy we don't have tips, so they're very kind.
Yeah, very friendly.
They're very friendly. Also in a restaurant, yeah. In Italy it's not like that.
No.
Unfortunately.
I noticed that in France.
And also another thing we noticed that here, for example, if I see someone, like I see Brandy in the street, I say, hi Brandy, how are you? And then I go. I mean, I don't stop because for us, how are you means that you have to stop and say, how are you, good, what happened, something like that. But here, I mean, maybe it's just a slang or something. No?
It's
just a way.
It's just to greet somebody. It's just
Yeah.
how you greet somebody.
Yeah, but then-
good.
Just
go. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, no, because for us it's like,
for us was just.
yeah, you should stop and say, oh, how are you? And the other ask you, oh, how are you? Fine, yeah. So, yeah, for us it was strange. Because, yeah, our people used to say, how are you? And then they go, say,
That was like.
do you really mind how am I?
Oh yeah. Yeah. And people say that Americans are like really really nice, and then
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
I
we
mean,
do
they are
something like
nice.
that, and it's like, oh, we're not nice.
No, but anyway, overall they are very nice, I think. Yeah. Also with foreign people, I think they are. I mean, they want they to be comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we pretty much got through all of them. I think. Oh yeah. Do you wanna?
So, is there a difference in how people dress here versus there?
Oh,
Like
yeah.
we were talking about your shoes.
You want me to show my shoes on the video? No.
You don't have to.
You don't have
No.
Anyways, yeah.
No, I think that. I
Yeah,
noticed
I
one thing
look
that
very
for us is
different, yeah.
really strange is when you have to dress your cap, and because
cap, yeah.
I saw people lesson with cap, or me while they eat
In the class with the cap in Italy is
in
not.
Italy it's forbidden. I mean, it's really bad
Yeah,
if you wear your cap during a meal or in class.
In the class you cannot. I mean,
You
the
can,
professor could
absolutely
like
you can. It's really.
kick you out of the class. They could, yeah. But anyways, yeah.
It's a sign of.
We are from
respect
Milan,
others,
so you know Milan is the capital of
Fashion.
fashion, yeah. So yeah, it's a bit different. I mean, you see me. How am I? In Italy, I mean, I usually go to the class every day
Yeah.
like this. I mean, with the shirt and.
As well, sure.
Yeah, you can see my my trout. So it's like this. I mean, here I've seen very few people that go. I mean, around dressed like this. So I mean, you should tell if you what do you think
Yeah.
it is different or not.
Well, because I think you guys both dress up. Like even Giovanni and Francesco,
Yeah.
you all like dress up in like
Very-
button ups and
Yeah.
vests or
Even though we have to just go to the class.
yeah. Even though it's just a regular class day, it's
Yeah.
not like there's anything special.
I know because in Italy we are more like
I don't know. It's our culture.
I think we have some kind of in that on that side on that thing we are more posh. I think like we like to wear watches. Some jewelry sometimes. Yeah. So, yeah, but just because we are from Italy, I mean, you know, Italy is the capital of fashion, so it's totally different. I mean, also if we have to go to the gym, we dress not as like this, but we look at things.
The right
yeah,
shoes.
the right shoes. Yeah,
Everything has to match.
yeah. What?
Does everything have to like match? And
Yeah, everything has to match. Yeah. You cannot go in the, for example, I don't know if someone does here, but you cannot go with slippers in the class or flip flops in the class.
Yeah.
Some people do. In Italy, they will look like, oh my gosh, what are they doing?
Someone can tell you something.
They maybe think, oh, is him sick or something because he cannot wear shoes or something.
That's an American right there.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, what do you think about Europeans?
Well, Europeans is general. I mean,
Yeah, but usually also if you go to France or Germany, okay, maybe they don't dress up like Italians, but more or less, yeah.
They do
The fashion
dress
is the
up
same.
more than we do. More than we do. Yeah.
Because like this is like an everyday outfit, whereas that's like an everyday outfit.
That's
for
another
you.
thing,
Yeah.
everyday outfit,
Yeah.
yeah.
Here it's like t-shirts and jeans.
And that's
Yeah.
that's what
That's
you
about
do.
it.
That's
Yeah.
what you do.
Or if people like to do the sweats and
Sweatshirts.
Yeah, yeah.
Sweatpants, sweatshirt.
You cannot go in shorts, for example, in university. I mean, you can, but they're gonna, as I said, look you like
Shorts aren't that hugely popular in Europe, are they?
Are they? Yeah, they are popular, but maybe not in the university. I mean, or in institutional stuff. If you have to go do something, yeah, or
Also in the
or
church, so you have to cover your shoulder.
yeah. But I've seen here that in the church, they dress up very good. I mean, people.
Yeah.
In Italy, is not. Another thing is that in Italy, the dress is in the church. It's not that they don't care. I mean, maybe because we always go like that. Yeah. For us, it's normal. It is normal, maybe. Yeah.
So something that I kind of noticed too when I was in Italy is that a lot of people wore like jeans or pants, like long pants, when it was really hot outside.
Yeah, it's true. As I said, because wearing shorts, most people they go to work and they cannot go to work with shorts. I don't know if you're.
It depends
Old
on what
people.
you work in.
Yeah.
I don't know if you work in a shop, for example. I don't know you are a cashier. Can you wear?
Usually it's pants. Usually you wear
Yeah,
pants.
so yeah.
Is there anything else you wanna say?
I don't know.
Not really.
No, I can say that. Anyways, this has been a very good experience for me. I mean, each experience that you do abroad is something. It's a value added to your personal skills and everything. I mean, despite English or something like that, but also you meet another culture. You know how other people. You interact with other
for
people
example,
from different nationalities.
We have
with
we have a lot
religions.
of international friends, Korean, Thailand,
Yeah.
Guatemala.
You meet different people from different world. You open your mind actually. So I mean, I always suggest everyone that the best way to live life is to travel as much as you can. So I hope when I go back to Italy or after I graduate, I would like to do a job where I travel a lot. Yeah, because I love it. Yeah. And I'm gonna miss you. So I hope to come back soon. Yeah. Maybe too far, I don't know. Maybe in the summer, because I think here is very beautiful during the summer. I don't know why.
It
I've
is,
seen so
yeah.
many pictures that there are so many flowers and stuff like that.
We can grow pretty much anything up here.
Yeah.
Like, it just can't stay in the winter, and that's the
Yeah.
biggest problem.
Yeah, we went up to Canada last weekend. I saw so many water on the fields, in the fields.
Yeah.
How people are, how farmers are doing.
Yeah.
That's kind of a
Definitely.
problem that they deal with. It's either going to be drought or flooding, or sometimes you have a decent year where you get just the right amount of both.
Yeah, but I mean, the people cannot grow anything now.
Actually, it dries up
They-
pretty quickly.
Yeah, it does.
Actually, it does. Yeah.
Because there was water, I mean, almost on the street.
Well,
So
yeah.
I was kind of like, oh my god.
Or sometimes they do what's it called, where like they pump.
Pump the water.
And then I had the we had the experience to face snow in April. That's something
Yeah.
we will never face.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I go
Yeah,
back
it's-
in Italy. Hi mom. Yeah, it's April. Yeah, it's snowing here. She was,
Yeah, it's something we are never gonna face anymore in our life. I think. Because-
Yeah, this
Yeah.
winter was a bad one.
Yeah, this winter was a fun one.
Yeah.
I guess I do have another question. You said at the beginning about agriculture, so can you just describe a little bit about Italy's agriculture?
oh well, we have just I think big problem in Italy that Italy is a really small country in comparison to the United States, so we don't have so much how do you say place where to grow our stuff.
Yeah, we don't have so much space actually because we have mountains and it's very difficult to grow
It's very
stuff. Actually,
difficult.
we import so many stuff from
And
because pasta, for example, is not made
we
only
don't have
with 100% wheat, Italian wheat, but we import it from Canada, US, North Dakota probably. Yeah.
we
So-
don't have big companies. I mean, our industry is based on family-owned companies.
Yeah, usually.
And for this reason, we have such a lot of cooperatives. We have a lot of cooperatives.
Yeah, it's totally different. For example, here we have commodities trading here in agriculture, but in Italy we don't have that market because we have very few staff Exactly. We have wine that is basically made with the grapes with Italian grapes, but most of the things, yeah, we import. Even though some like tomatoes or stuff like that, we still grew up in Sicily, for example. But yeah, we have so many inhabitants in Italy that like we are 60 million people in Italy, so we are too many.
Too many.
Yeah. Okay. There is anything else you wanna know?
I think that pretty much covered it, and we are well over the 15 minutes.
Oh yeah.
Because it was.
Yeah, it was supposed to be 15 minutes because we have to cut out a lot of stuff, but that's okay. Well, I'd rather do that than try and add stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
But yeah.
So
Thank you for
attention.
interviewing us.
Ciao.
Ciao. A presto.